Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about using ser and estar with adjectives. So ser and estar both get used with adjectives, but the types of adjectives they get used with are different. Okay, so you use ser with an adjective to express physical, moral, and mental characteristics that define the identity or nature of a subject, such as size, color, shape, religion, nationality, occupation, and disposition. And that sounds like a mouthful. I've kind of found that the question, make this a little bit. The question, ¿Cómo eres? Which means, what are you like? Tends to lend itself to help you figure out whether the adjective needs to go with ser. So, for example, if I say, what are you like? You could say, I'm nice, I am tall, I am, I don't know, Colombian, I am Catholic. So when you're talking about your religion, your nationality, size, color, shape, those tend to lend to the question, what are you like? Estar is used with adjectives that describe a state or condition of the subject, especially ones susceptible to change. These adjectives do not denote an inherent property of the subject. And so that's a lot of, I mean, it makes sense, but it's kind of hard to think through that. So I would use ¿Cómo estás? How are you doing? And that gets at your state that you're in. Because when we ask people how you're doing, we're not asking them what they're like. We're asking them what's your mental, physical, and emotional state at the moment. And people say they're doing well, that they're tired, they're annoyed. And those tend to go with estar. So let's see. In English, subjective impressions are often expressed by the verbs to look, to feel, to seem, to act, to taste. And all of that would tend to go with estar. In Spanish, subjective impressions are frequently conveyed using the verb estar. Estar is also used with adjectives that denote a subjective impression or express a change from the norm. So when you're trying to focus on the fact that someone has changed, if that is it could be what someone is like, but if you're focused more on the change, you use the estar. Like, you know, maybe like someone's wearing their wedding gown and you want it. So like, if I say that Selena Gomez, if I say Selena Gomez is bonita, that's just an inherent trait of her. That's what she's like. But if I wanted to say that Jessica Biel looked beautiful in her wedding dress, I might say, qué bonita estás en tu vestido de novia. So a lot of times we'll use estar with an adjective that's usually thought of as to describe what someone is like. And when we use estar, we're not really saying that they are that way, even though that may be true. Like Jessica Biel is a pretty girl too. But what we're saying when we use estar is that you look that way. Or I might say that Demi Moore está joven. It doesn't mean that she is young, but that she looks young. Okay? So let's do some practice. Fred wants to make some plans with you for today. Let me fix this. Okay, that's fine. So Fred wants to make some plans with you for today, but you are not feeling well. The following is the conversation that you have with him, completed with the correct forms of the verb ser or estar. ¿Quieres ir al cine esta noche? No, gracias, cansado. Cansado means tired. So is that, does tired answer the question, what are you like? Or does it answer the question, how are you doing? What are you like? I'm tired. Or how are you doing? I'm tired. It goes more with how are you doing. So here you would want to use estar. And he would say, estoy cansado. I'm tired. Okay? Blank, seguro. Are you sure? Sure would also be, that's an expression, but it also makes sense because that's a state that you would be in. Because being sure, that's not what you're like. It's not exactly how you're doing, but it's still a state that you're in because surety, I mean, you don't describe someone as being sure. And it's usually just considered an expression anyway. So he's just asking, are you sure? ¿Estás seguro? Tengo boletos para Misión Imposible 7. No, gracias, blank. Muy amable, pero no. Amable means nice. If we describe someone as being nice, is that what they're like, or is that how they're doing? See the difference between being tired, that's how you're doing, but nice is what you're like. So he's saying, no thanks, you're very nice. Oops. Sorry about that. Eres muy amable, pero no. Otro día, sí, otro día. No sé, creo que blank enfermo. So enfermo, being sick, is that what you're like, or is that how you're doing? Being sick is a state you're in. It's really how you're doing. You might could use ser if someone has cancer, a long-term illness, but most of the time it's a state we're in. Just like right now, estoy enferma, pero espero que me mejore muy pronto. Okay, so sí, otro día no sé. Creo que oh, whoops, that should be estoy. I think that I am sick. Sorry. Creo que estoy enfermo. Tienes que comer más. Blank, muy delgado. Delgado is thin. Is that what someone is like? Or is that how they're doing? Probably what they're like. Eres muy delgado. Sí, bueno, yo blank delgado por naturaleza. Again, delgado, it's still ser. So yo soy delgado por naturaleza, meaning like he's just naturally thin.